coaching. Try Farrell's now for a free week. Visit fxblincoln.com or call Jeff at 402-310-4026. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping.
Take your gaming to the next level with Allo. Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Jackson Wall, aka GCJ, and I'm a professional Clash Royale player.
It's not gonna be enough. Juicy J is your champion.
I don't have time to wait around for slow internet, so I made the winning switch to Allo. I'm gaming 8 hours a day, uploading videos, streaming, and chatting online without any interruptions thanks to my 1 gig fiber connection. Level up your gaming. Visit allofiber.com/getallo to switch today.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
A heat advisory will once again be in effect today, although it will be a touch cooler than yesterday. We should top out near 94. Winds still out of the southeast at around 10 to 15. A slight chance of storms this evening into tonight with a low dropping down to 72. The heat is back in a big way tomorrow as we'll top out near 99. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you're feeling past your prime with low libido, fatigue, or weight gain, you might be experiencing low T. At Vitalize Health, they can help treat low T and get you back on track. Rami and Jackie have focused their careers on whole body wellness and can help with everything from testosterone replacement to Botox to help the outside match the inside and regain your youthful appearance. Vitalize Health does accept insurance. Call them today at 402-413-0717 or go online to vitalizehealthne.com.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
We're going to the West Coast here to talk to Vince in Napa, California. Vince, you're on early break. Go ahead, man.
As far as this turnover issue, I mean,
yes,
it's hard. I mean, obviously, it's no secret that that's been a major problem the last decade. Now, Sip, Jake, I mean, you guys will appreciate this one. The offense has been like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Give it away, give it away, give it away, give it away.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth. 93.7 The Ticket. 93.7 The Ticket. Sports news go now.
I'm Enrique Alvarez-Clary. Assistant coaches spoke with the media yesterday, and offensive coordinator Matt Lubick shed a little more light on what to expect from whoever the starting running back might be.
You like to see a guy, when our offense has been real efficient, we've had guys that have carried anywhere from 20 times to 26 times. And some of that depends on how the game's going, the run-pass ratio, trying to stay balanced.
The workload will be heavy for whoever takes the reins for Nebraska, as last year's leader in attempts in a single game was a quarterback, when former Husker Luke McCaffrey carried the ball 26 times against Illinois. Kickoff is at 12:20 on Fox inside Memorial Stadium at Illinois on Saturday. More football news, this time from the NFL. The Jacksonville Jaguars have named number 1 overall pick and former Clemson Tiger Trevor Lawrence the Week 1 starter for the club. Throughout the preseason, Lawrence and last year's starter in Jacksonville, Gardner Minshew, had been battling for the starting spot. And the Los Angeles Rams have traded 2 conditional draft picks, a 5th and 6th rounder, to New England for 4th-year pro Sony Michel. With the loss of Cam Akers at the beginning of the season to a torn Achilles, the Rams have been looking for running back depth behind Darrell Henderson Jr. Michel heads to L.A. with 28 starts, 2,292 yards, and 14 touchdowns in his time with the Patriots. And for all the latest sports news and updates, keep it tuned right here to 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez-Clary.
C is for chunk.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Good afternoon. Happy Wednesday. This is the Happy Hour here on 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. Nick Sainer, Enrique Alvarez-Clary with you. Hello, Rico.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going fantabulous.
That's good. Do you want to elaborate?
No, I'm good.
Okay, sounds good.
People don't need to know my life.
Sounds good. Rico's playing everything close to the vest. Happy Wednesday. we better do our text of the day here.
First things first.
First of all, here, Tyler and Phoenix.
Look, you are Tyler. Tyler, if you're watching the video stream, I need Tyler. Look at the video stream right now. Hold up. Look me in the eyes. Look me in the eyes, Tyler. You're texting too early, man. Relax.
About
chill.
5 minutes too early.
We told you the rules between the KNTK legal ID and the sports update. If there's no sports update, it's between the legal ID and the open.
Yes.
But it's after the legal ID. You're texting way too early, man. I'm sorry. I appreciate the initiative. I love the moxie. I love the spunk. Just chill for a second.
Yeah, so Tyler and Phoenix, you were about 4 or 5 minutes early. Don, shout out to you. Hope your 2 p.m. meeting's going well. Cubsker, formerly known as Colin and Lincoln.
Colin and Cubsker.
Yep. He has won it. Micah, you were a couple minutes tardy on
Cubsker,
that one.
you are officially congratulated for being the winner of
Nothing. So now that that's out of the way, as always, 402-464-5685, Honda of Lincoln hotline, Starter Heyman text line, both those are open, as well as on the video stream, the Starter Heyman Jewelers video stream. You guys can comment on there on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube, and Rico will throw your comment up on the screen. We'll discuss. We are 3 days away from kickoff.
Tyler just wanted to be first. He said so on Facebook.
Thank goodness.
I'm sorry, Tyler.
That's all right. Qdoba guy says, yeah, Tyler, calm.
Calm down, sir.
Calm
he said
down.
some other things, but calm down.
Yes, I don't know what you guys are talking about, though. So, Qdoba guy, every day you want to be first to text into the happy hour. You don't win anything, but you want to be first.
You want to be first because you get the satisfaction of us saying your name.
Yeah.
And congratulating you on being the first texter into the happy hour for that day.
Let's see. Let's think back. Who have we shouted out? We've shouted out the guy in Kansas that one day.
Yep.
We shouted out many people, whoever was first on the text line.
Tyler and Phoenix, Cubsker, Colin and Lincoln when he was that.
Yes.
There were other people. Only one person has given me their Twitter account, and I shouted them out.
Yeah, that's all right, though. As always, on the Starter Heyman video stream, if you want to find our Twitter, you can look at the banner that rolls across the bottom. Also, Qdoba guy, earlier on the Tom and Bach show, you texted in while I was on Wingman you kind of called me out saying that I didn't know ZZ Top. You asked me to name 3 songs: Legs, Tush, and Gimme All Your Lovin'. There's 3 right there for you, Qdoba guy.
Oh, you say you're a fan? Name 3 songs.
So yeah, I just wanted to fulfill
no gatekeeping
and prove that I am a fan of ZZ Top. Now that that's in the books,
let's get to some football.
Yeah, so we're 3 days away, and let's just go ahead and address this on the text line. Tomorrow at 2:30, we will be joined by Scott Beatty of WDWS 1400 in Champaign, Illinois, just to kind of tell us what the vibe is like, because if you were not listening to the show yesterday, Illinois is not worried about Nebraska one bit. Not necessarily saying they should be in light of, their game last year. However, I think in Lincoln, fans are somewhat confident about Nebraska going up against Illinois.
Yes.
Since Illinois is somewhat considered, I don't want to say a bottom feeder, but they are a bottom feeder of the Big Ten Conference.
Considered a bottom feeder. It doesn't mean they are currently, but they are considered a bottom feeder. They only won 2 games last year. One of them was a blowout of Nebraska, though.
Yes. And so I'm curious to ask him tomorrow at 2:30 what it's like. What can we expect from Chase Brown and Brandon Peters at quarterback, and to see what their wide receiver position group is looking like and where they think Nebraska's weakness on defense is going into Saturday's matchup. Here's another question on the text line. What do you think, do you think Bielema.
Brett
Bielema?
Is it Bielema?
I have heard it so many ways that it makes me second guess.
Do you think the head coach of Illinois?
Yes. Runs a jet sweep first play of the game? I would, just to get our fan base triggered.
That would be hilarious.
Here's the thing. I don't know if it would trigger our fan base unless it worked. If it worked and they get 20-plus yards, yeah. Congrats.
Think it would be hilarious, even if it got 20-plus yards. I just be like, this guy, he knows.
Yeah.
He knows the weakness, and he's going to exploit it. And then they're going to run it like 15 more times. And hopefully this Nebraska defense adjusts when the other one could not.
Yep. All about mid-game adjustments. We've been hearing that all week long. Let me get to this here. Okay, so before we get to football real quick, Rico, I have to ask you this.
Hit me. Don't actually hit me, please.
Are you interested in Netflix releasing a documentary about the quote-unquote dark side of Bob Ross's oil painting empire?
Well, I love Bob Ross.
Okay.
So yeah,
the official name is Bob Ross: Happy Accidents, Betrayal, and Greed.
Oh my goodness!
Coming August 25th.
It sounds like they made a horror movie about Bob Ross. Like he painted things and it came to life and trapped people in the paintings.
They put
and it's just like, I made this tree a happy little friend.
They put the
With
trailer.
your soul.
They put the trailer in black and white, so
Perfect.
it just makes it much more.
Perfect.
Basically, it talks about the people that kind of just screwed him over and sold his stuff. So I didn't know, but that's coming at you August 25th on Netflix. Also, Hastings Little League survived the other day, so now they're playing Abilene, Texas, I believe, at 2 p.m. today. So you know darn well there will be live updates here on Happy Hour and only on the Happy Hour.
Shout out Little League. Shout out Hastings.
Yes. Another thing, Major League Baseball, Whit Merrifield, just a little bit of advice. You probably don't want to book a cameo to break up with your girlfriend. But this guy was like, you know what? I'm going to book a cameo with Whit Merrifield, and I'm going to have Whit break up with my girlfriend.
I had some guy send me one, and he had me break up with his girlfriend on Cameo. So it was kind of fun for me because I really threw the guy under the bus. So I thought that was a pretty coward thing for him to do. So I took advantage of him paying me to make him look like kind of a told her she could do way better. So that's probably the weirdest one I got.
That's just weird. Like, why would you pay a celebrity to break up with your significant other for you? Like, you're just like, you know what? I don't really want to do this. So I'm just going to pay this person who neither of us has ever met this amount of money to do it for me.
So
and to think that person would be like, yeah, sure, I'll do that.
I think the better part of this is Whit Merrifield accepting the cameo offer to break up with
I would too.
with his girlfriend.
I would too. I'd take the money and I'd be like, this guy is a jerk. You deserve so much better. You could do so much better.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I would say nice things.
So good news here on the text line. Brian T pointed this out. Today is August 25th. So Bob Ross, I can't remember the name already. Bob Ross, Happy Accidents, Betrayal, and Greed is out today because today is August 25th.
Dude, I'm totally going to watch
So
that.
thank you, Brian T, for that. Mailman Dan, if math is correct, it's 4 days until the Huskers play, not 3. I don't count the day that we're on, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So
Yeah.
either way, it's 3.5. Let's just meet in the middle. Agree on that?
Or you could still just say it's 3 days because you could go today, tomorrow, and then Friday counts as a day, and then they play Saturday. So you could do that.
Yes. Which, speaking of
I don't
Saturday,
know. I never know how to count it.
Saturday, if your radio dial is not on 93.7 The Ticket, you're
doing
missing
it wrong.
out. So here's just the lineup on Saturday morning. 7 to 8 a.m. Husker Online show with Sean Callahan, Robin Washit.
Boom.
8 to 9, High School Saturday show. I will be leading that. I'll have interviews with 3 local high school football coaches. I believe Ty Twarling, Ryan Gatula, Lincoln Southeast. Ty Twarling's from Norris. Ryan Gatula, Lincoln Southeast, and Andrew Sherman, Lincoln Southwest.
Boom.
Also, side note, high school football broadcasts with Happer start Thursday and Friday, tomorrow night and Friday night. So make sure your dial is there as
Tuned in
well
for
after
that.
6 p.m.
If you've never heard Happer call a game, you're missing out. The man is fantastic.
Yes. And then after the high school show ends at 9 o'clock, DP and Happer will start you out at 9 a.m. with Husker football pregame coverage, taking you up to kickoff. And then right after the Husker football game, come right back to the Ticket because it will be Happer, Bach, and I think I'm producing the postgame show. And then for an hour and a half. And then after that hour and a half, it's going to be DP and Jay from Tanner's to round out your Saturday afternoon. And that stuff is happening all Husker football season long. And so we're bringing that to you. We're excited to get things rolling. Busy but exciting times here.
For away games, we'll be here. For home games, we'll be down at Tipsy Tina's.
Jeremy asks, do you want a Bellevue West update? Yes, Jeremy, if you can find my Twitter, please DM me.
Yeah, Jeremy
We
Jeremy
can
was
get
our
numbers. We can exchange stuff. We can have you call in on the show on Saturdays.
Oh,
We'll
he
be
did it all the
good.
time. Jeremy was our resident Bellevue West expert. So he would always give us Bellevue West updates on how great they are and how they're going to win the state title this year because nobody can beat them because they're amazing.
Yes. So Rico, the Bellevue West alum, says that Bellevue West is unstoppable.
Unbeatable.
All right,
Tell me I'm wrong. Somebody tell me I'm wrong because I don't think I am. Who's going to beat him?
You should. Okay, and
Who's gonna beat
Eric and Lincoln are kind of on the same train. He's saying path here. Rico needs a Cameo account just telling women that they can do better than their current boyfriends.
That's it. That's all I do.
Here's this question. Is Rico
like,
intimidating enough?
I'd be like, you do realize you can do so much better than that guy, right? Like, he is terrible. Just the worst. Look at my friend Nick here. He's amazing. Such a great
Yes.
guy. Well groomed.
I go to school. I go to work. I go home.
He's gonna graduate from college. He has a good job.
Yep.
He's a very nice person. Good smile. Kind of annoying laugh, but you can get past that.
You can. I don't care about my laugh.
You know. Look at like
There's a lot of
like
things.
just
I'm a
so much
weird
better
dude.
than your current boyfriend.
I am a very weird dude.
Rico here for Nick Sainer.
We should Friday. Friday's going to be a fun day. We're going to have a lot of fun. Now we're getting tons of comments
me
on
and
whether or
Kel-
not it's 4 days or 3 days.
Mississippi Mud Dog, we're about to fight. She's referencing Carney knocking out Bellevue West last year.
Ooh. Kelsey, I found out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Me and-
I'm
me
sorry,
and-
Kelsey. Where was Hastings?
Me and Mississippi Mud Dog have a common acquaintance. We know the same person.
Do you?
Yes.
Wow.
One of my old.
You'll also see Kelsey a lot on the text line for the Saturday show.
Good. I hope that
She's a frequent
I hope
texter.
that
She's amazing.
she is there. I'm glad. Bo Lever says girls don't like nice. Yeah, I found that out, Bo Lever. Thanks, man. Thanks for pointing that out. I appreciate that.
So should I say that he's terrible? He's the worst guy.
Yes.
Just a terrible person.
I hate people.
He'll never hold a door for you. He'll ask you to split the bill.
Not even split it. Hey, listen, can you just
He's
take
gonna
like
ask you to.
75% of this?
He's gonna
Can we
ask
split
you to
this?
pay the bill.
You brought your credit card, right?
He is the worst. I think you'd love him.
Yes. It all works out. Okay, translating over to sports a little bit. Last night, it was a big news, day in Nebraska anyway for other reasons, but on the basketball court, Husker men's basketball, they will be 2023 top 3 prospect, top 4. I've seen them number 2 and number 4 overall in the country.
Top 5.
Top 5 prospect of the 2023 class, Omaha Baloo. Nebraska has booked his first official visit.
That's a big deal. That's a big deal. Nebraska getting a top 10 prospect to stop by for an official visit. I mean, it's not saying he's going to commit. It's not saying he's going to go to Nebraska, but just the fact that a top 10 prospect is even booking an official visit with Nebraska shows how far that this program has come. Because before, you're getting, pretty high prospects, but you're not getting top 10, top 5 even. So just to have Omaha Baloo take a look at Nebraska and come on an official visit, because you only get so many, and he's using one on Nebraska and Fred Hoiberg and this staff. It just shows how much that they've been out there on the recruiting trail, pitching whatever they're pitching, and the fact that the team has had not a lot of success and they're still getting this is extremely impressive.
That's the kicker, that on-court success isn't necessarily translating to off-the-court success in the recruiting department. And Omaha Baloo is a 6'8", 200-pound power forward. That's what he's listed as on 24/7 Sports.
Everybody wants that.
And there's some kind of confidence that I have that Nebraska actually has a shot with him.
Is it because his name is Omaha and he lives in Iowa?
No, I'm not worried about that. But what this staff has been able to do in the last couple of years, once they get guys on campus, I mean, the same thought was for football a couple years ago, was get the guy on campus, show him what Nebraska and what Lincoln's like, show him a passionate fan base, and there you go. There's a good chance that he's landed, as long as you have some amount of success on the court, on the playing surface.
I mean, it's pretty nice. It's extremely nice to show Omaha Baloo and all of these recruits that you're trying to bring in that, we've been here for 2 years. We haven't had the amount of success that we've wanted, but we've sent a player to the NBA. He's signed with a team. He's going to be playing in the NBA in Delano Banton. And the arena, when it was able to be, is packed full of fans despite losing records and not great basketball. So can you imagine this could be a pitch. Could you imagine you come here as a number 2 prospect in the nation and you start winning games? You're dunking on people in the Big Ten, which is one of the better basketball conferences. So it gives you an even bigger chance to show out and to make your mark and to get NBA scouts looking at you. You show out in front of this massive, extremely excited fan base who's been filling this arena out for years of losing basketball, and you get here and you start winning. Like, just imagine that.
Well, and this current class that just arrived, or even the one last year that arrived, they haven't been shy about, hey, I want to put Nebraska on the map. And that will still reign true in 2023. It's not like Nebraska is going to become a national powerhouse this year, but they're definitely building something down there. And Bryce McGowan is going to be part of it. CJ Wilcher will be part of it. And if a guy like Omaha Ballou, or anybody, not even him,
looking at you, Isaac Trout,
it's like, hey, you can come here in 2023 if you continue success and Nebraska puts a couple NIT runs and maybe sneaks in the NCAA tournament, gets their first win in the tournament. It's like, hey, this is the team that's going to be looked upon and say, hey, this is the one that put Nebraska back on the map. Not only Fred Hoiberg, obviously Hoiberg's going to get a bulk of the credit, and
a bulk of the blame if it doesn't. It happens.
And so they're going to have Omaha Ballou, once again, top 2023 prospect. Rivals has him second overall in the country. I think
24/7.
Yeah, the composite score said he was 4th overall, and so it just depends whichever one you want to look at.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
But he's visiting October 1st and October 2nd that weekend. Nebraska football plays Northwestern, which is homecoming weekend.
Show out.
So that's going to be one of those things where they take Omaha Ballou through downtown Lincoln and
do a football
all
game.
The floats down on the Greek life and everything. It's going to be the college atmosphere that they want to showcase to a high level prospect. It's the perfect situation for
Nebraska. Will be battling with an undefeated season at the time, so it's just going to be great. It's just going to be just fantastic overall.
There's a chance that Nebraska football could be 4-1 at that time.
5-0. Let's do it. You got to put it out into the universe. Speak it into existence.
I'm not ready.
Like
to.
LeVar Ball did with his sons in the NBA.
I'm not ready to.
Speak it into the existence. If you throw it out into the universe, your prayers might be answered. They also might not be.
Yeah, but back to basketball. It's hard not to think or imagine that if Fred Hoiberg and company find a sliver of success this year, whether it be an NIT run, because that's my
that is not out of the realm of possibility.
No, that's my not expectation, but I would not be surprised if they compete for an NIT berth or if they are firmly in the NIT field. That's progress, right? And that's something that Nebraska fans want to see.
I mean, I think with the conference that you're in and with how much talent there is surrounding the Big Ten, if you win enough games, you're going to be squarely on the bubble regardless. So for an NCAA tournament appearance, I'm not saying, you get there and then you win the first game, since that's still eluding Nebraska basketball, but even getting there again would be a big accomplishment.
Yeah, or if you want, your expectation to be that you get the first day off in the Big Ten tournament, that's still progress. And so if Nebraska basketball achieves some sliver of success this year, you have to imagine this recruiting thing is going to be a fun story to watch, because they're doing things on the recruiting trail that previous staffs have not, despite the lack of success. And if you think that it's going to slow down, think again. So couple texts from the Sartor Heyman text line, 402-464-5685. Bo Lever says NIL money will be huge. I'm sure that's going to be in the pitch. But he also adds, we are going to shock Oklahoma.
I mean, can you imagine a guy named Omaha playing for Nebraska? Granted, I think, his name is Omaha.
Yeah.
The NIL money
work.
The NIL money might be better if he went to Creighton. I'm not saying he should.
No.
I'm not saying he will. I'm just saying his name is Omaha.
Wow.
Playing in Lincoln. That doesn't make much sense. It could work, though.
Unnamed texter that we're going to call Husker Fan in Manhattan. So now you are officially named Husker Fan in Manhattan.
I'm just going to put HSKR
in Manhattan.
Yeah.
Perfect. He says 5-0. Either way, 4-1, 5-0. As long as it's not a losing record or 3-2. Omaha Blue is going to have a lot to think about. And, in previous years, I'm like, yeah, gosh, it stinks that Nebraska's the first official visit because obviously a guy like that's going to probably use up all of his officials, and rightfully so.
I mean, he'll be going to the Dukes, the Kentuckys, the North
and
Carolinas,
so you're kind of
UCLA.
bummed. But then now I kind of have a new perspective on it after talking to Ramel Lloyd Jr., who visited 3 or 4 schools after he visited Nebraska, and he said, "Hey, Nebraska, it sticks with you. There's something about the staff and Fred Hoiberg's vision for his recruits and the guys that they bring in that it just sticks with you." And so now I'm not too concerned about Ballou taking his first official visit to Nebraska, and it shows that Nebraska's in the thick of things. And Fred Hoiberg and Abdel Massi are doing work.
Just being able to get mentioned with the big boys of college basketball is a pretty nice accomplishment.
Yeah, we let's get to this real quick before we take a break. We're going to add on to our thought yesterday of the Alliance. This is where I want your input. 402-464-5685. The Big Ten, ACC, and Pac-12 made an alliance yesterday.
Do you want to form an alliance with me? Absolutely, I do. Good.
So that it's not official, not confirmed, but that very well could have been Kevin Warren and Jim Phillips yesterday, shaking hands, looking each other in the eye, and saying, "Hey, would you like to form an alliance?" Since there's
this is a gentleman's agreement.
Yeah,
we don't. If you have to sign a contract and go back to look at it, you might have entered into the wrong agreement.
Yes,
which makes zero sense, Mr. Warren.
But it's Kevin Warren. So what are some of the ideal matchups? And we can get to this after we take a quick break here. What are some of the ideal matchups that you want to see from this alliance? Is it Nebraska, Miami, Ohio State, Clemson? Those
no, you know what?
Obvious ones?
No, hold on. I'm adding a caveat. Obviously, Nebraska, Miami, Nebraska, Florida State, Nebraska, Colorado. Obvious. You can't choose those 3. All right?
Okay.
That is a caveat. That is a small disclaimer. You have to choose somebody, and it's something that you still, are very interested in. Somebody that you would really like to see Nebraska play, but it can't be Colorado, Miami, or Florida State because those are way too obvious. Everybody would want to see that.
Nebraska, Virginia Tech. Tyrod Taylor a couple years ago.
Tyrod. If only Sue would have sacked him.
That's a chance. I'm also looking at this. Wisconsin, Miami would be a good one. Penn State, Clemson. Michigan, Oregon.
Yeah, it doesn't have to just be Nebraska. It can be anybody. Any matchup you're looking forward to.
Penn State and Washington would be interesting, but that's a far trip. They might as well just
Washington. Let's do it
around the other side of the
Why not?
the globe.
Northwestern Oregon, just so I could see just NO. It'd be good. It'd be funny. There's no reason behind it.
So keep sending in your thoughts there. We'll get to a couple of them after the break. Following in the next segment, we'll talk about Matt Lubick, what he had to say yesterday, and we'll also preview Illinois a little bit more and the rest of the schedule coming up next on the Happy Hour.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Mike Schaefer here with 5-star child care provider Lee Beecher from Bubbles and Blocks. Let's start with what makes Bubbles and Blocks special.
We have 3 beautiful locations in Lincoln that provide the safety, security, and reliability you need while also bringing a family feel to each classroom at every location.
I also hear some congratulations are in order.
Thank you. Yes, we just won the Lincoln Choice Award for Best Daycare and Preschool for the 3rd year in a row.
What should people do if they want to join the Bubbles and Blocks family?
Call to set up a tour to enroll your child today, or you can visit bubblesandblocks.com to apply to join our team.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
A heat advisory will once again be in effect today, although it will be a touch cooler than yesterday. We should top out near 94. Winds still out of the southeast at around 10 to 15. A slight chance of storms this evening into tonight with a low dropping down to 72. The heat is back in a big way tomorrow as we'll top out near 99. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Deck City is Lincoln's DIY deck headquarters. With real deck professionals, they can help you throughout the entire process. They also offer financing for qualified customers. Deck City offers the best quality materials so you have a deck built to last. There's everything from yellowwood lumber to the best quality TimberTech composites on the market and high quality aluminum railings by Westbury or Diamond Piers for easy footing install. For those looking to bring your wood deck back to life, they offer good proof ready seal stain. Deck City, your deck material headquarters, is now open Saturdays from 9 to 1, 2 blocks north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway.
T.O. Haas Tire and Auto.
T.O. Haas Tire reminds you there's still plenty of summer left for one more long weekend, one more day in the sun, or one more getaway drive down your favorite road to enjoy one last stretch of summer. And we're here to help with up to $100 back on a new set of Michelin tires, including the all-new Cross Climate 2.
T.O. Haas Tire and Auto, a tradition of trust.
So Planet Fitness is only $10 a month with no commitment. Pretty sweet. That's $10 a month to be in a thumbs up emoji place. Yes, I just said thumbs up emoji. It means that you're in the judgment-free zone. That's $10 a month. Join in club or online at planetfitness.com. The world judges. We don't. Planet Fitness. Be free.
2 Lincoln locations, just east of 27th and Folkways and 48th and Van Dorn.
Annual membership fee applies. Participating locations only. See club for details.
Have you been to Barn Wood and Leather, that new furniture store in Lincoln? It's a whole new look. If you like country, you'll love Barn Wood and Leather. It's country with a kick. Rustic, yet contemporary. Handcrafted in America from historic reclaimed barnwood and the finest leather. Create your own one-of-a-kind look for a room or your whole home. Come see for yourself at Barn Wood and Leather, South 14th and Dahlberg. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5.
Hi, Andy Neal of Cartridge World. We are not a big box store that sells everything and specializes in nothing. Cartridge World is your local expert when it comes to streamlining office printing and scanning. No big box can match our proven no-cost lease program. We customize solutions that supply you with multifunction printers and all the required service just for buying Cartridge World ink and toner at a 30% savings. Call for a no-cost consultation, 464-3455, or go online to cartridgeworld.com.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back here. Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. Nick Sainert, Enrique Alvarez Clary with you. A lot of participation on the text line here. We'll read through them.
We love participation
quite quickly.
You get no trophies, you get no ribbons, you get nothing, but I enjoy the participation.
Yeah, no, we all, it's a common understanding. We all understand what's going on.
Hey,
we have
appreciate you.
Nebraska, Iowa State, Nebraska, Wake Forest, Nebraska, Oregon State, Nebraska, Notre Dame.
Nebraska, Oregon State would be pretty funny.
Yeah. Yes, it would be good.
Can Nebraska and Oregon State play a like every 4 years game and just call it like for the Mike Riley Trophy?
Speaking of Oregon State, I
don't know if you would have won it or not.
I have to shout out Drumstick.
Shout out Drumstick.
Because when we were talking about
no free shout out
how girls like nice guys or don't like nice guys, he goes, girls like nice guys. D. Riley, prime example. Thank you, Drumstick.
It's true.
A lot of Nebraska USC.
Nebraska, Hawaii, so I have another reason to go to Hawaii.
Not in the conference.
Burger King. If you're going to Hawaii for Nebraska, Hawaii, and you're not taking me, I am extremely offended, and we are no longer friends.
Lefty Skur, we're going to put your name on the text line here from Lefty Skur. I would love playing Miami and Notre Dame. Yeah, Notre Dame wouldn't be bad. Miami's obvious, though, I think.
Is he saying that he wants Nebraska to play Miami and Notre Dame, or he wants Miami and Notre Dame to play?
I would love playing Miami and Notre Dame.
Okay.
So I'm thinking he wants Nebraska and those two schools. All right. Thank you for that. Let's move on
They're
here.
all fantastic. Nebraska, Utah.
That wouldn't be a bad one. It would be cool to go to a game at Utah.
Red. Oh, yeah. That place looks amazing.
BYU looks amazing. They got the mountains behind them.
I don't want to go to Provo.
I would love to go to a game, but that's the only reason I think I would go to Utah.
I want Nebraska, Arizona State.
Ooh, Herm Edwards, hired in the same year. Funny enough, Herm Edwards is still under a little bit of scrutiny with everything going on there.
Devil's Digest. I don't be
Yeah.
talking to them devils. I'm a Christian now.
So Herm and Scott are actually very similar, if I remember correctly. So I put this little spreadsheet thing together. The 2017-2018 coaching carousel
Why does
stats.
everybody do spreadsheets?
Dude, these are awesome.
You guys love spreadsheets.
Okay, 21 head coaches, head coaching jobs at the FBS level opened up. Of those 21, 13 were Power 5 jobs. 2 of them obviously went Scott Frost and Herm Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
These are their current records. Scott Frost 9-15 in his first 2 years. Herm Edwards was 15-11 after his 2 years. And then following the COVID year and everything, Scott Frost, we all know, 12-20, no bowl games
For either or for
for Scott.
Oh, okay.
Herm Edwards, after 3 years, he is 17-13, has went to 2 bowl games. And so
People were criticizing the hire. They were saying how Herm had never worked in college and he's never recruited. There's no way this will work. He's been out of coaching for too long. Yada yada yada. Immediately kind of makes a fool of himself when they hand him the jersey and he's like, "Is this a woman's jersey?" I don't like. He didn't understand that the jerseys could stretch. And then went on and then made a pretty decent football team.
Yes.
Granted, now you have all these investigations during the COVID year, but before that.
Yeah, so we'll see. I might get into that here in the next couple of weeks when Rico is out after the second baby comes.
After my wife has a baby.
Yeah, so we might get into that. I did some deep dives into Frost, Herm Edwards, Dan Mullen, Mario Cristobal, Jimbo Fisher, Chip Kelly, because they were all from that same coaching carousel. So really interesting stuff there once we dive into that a little bit more. Back to this, though. Matt Lubick said yesterday, which I'm sure you've heard quite often today, they have decided on a number 1 running back. However, they're not going to release a depth chart right now. And he said, quote, "When our offense is really clicking, our guys have carried it to 20 to 26 times before. However, the only guy," here's a little bit of reading into it. Why don't we do this, Rico? Why don't we play this game?
Hold on. There's a thing for this. Give me a
So
second.
while Rico is looking in that, we'll think about this. Who in this running back room would you be okay with carrying the football 20 to 26 times?
Let's read into it.
Thank you.
I made so many things. I'm so excited to get to use those. So excited.
So let's read into it. I'm not going to go too far into it, but let's think about this. If they want a guy in this room to carry it 20 to 26 times, let's just go even on the low end, 20 times. I have a hard time thinking it would be a freshman.
Why not?
Because it's Gabe Ervin, and that'd be Gabe Ervin. And I feel like in his first collegiate game, unless it's clicking, hey, if it's clicking and he has a Roy Halou Jr. Type of game against Missouri a while back where he rushes for over 300 yards, by all means, give him the rock.
Well, I don't think he has to rush for
I'm not saying like that to that extent, but
just to hand him the ball 20 times. I think if he's the guy that you think is the one that you want toting the rock, if everything that we've heard from practice, from the coaches and from the players is true, and this guy can truly has like the blend of speed and power that everybody really looks for in a running back, I don't think 20 carries is out of the realm of possibility as long as he's not, putting the ball on the turf. So if he can handle the rock, if he can hold it high and tight and avoid fumbles, and he's gaining a couple yards here and there, I don't see why not.
Maybe I would have more doubts about him carrying the rock 20 times in his first collegiate game than I would say Marquise Stepp carrying the rock 20 times in Nebraska's first game. Just with the experience level there.
I just have worries about Marquise Stepp's toe and him toting the rock 20 to 26 times because you're carrying the rock that many times. You're getting hit a lot. You're putting a lot of pressure on your feet, obviously. You could get your feet stepped on, and I think he's one of the bigger ones that they have. So that's just a heavy workload. I'm not saying he couldn't do it. Obviously, he's been able to do something like that. I don't know if he's carried it 20 to 26 times at USC. I'd have to look at back at the game logs for him, but it's a lot.
But maybe that means that they're going to run some just power runs up the middle.
I mean, that's true. That's true.
Let's read into it.
You also have Jacquez Yant. Got to say his name right.
You haven't heard much about him in the last couple weeks, which is kind of sad.
But I'm thinking if you're running power up the middle, you're going big boy. You're going big back.
Yeah, which is kind of sad that Yant's kind of fallen off a little bit, but it sounds like Sevion and Gabe Irvin and Marquise Stepp are ready to go, and it's going to be one of those guys. I'm sure that we'll see all three on Saturday. But it sounds like
I honestly would have the most confidence in Savion Morrison. There's absolutely no reason to have the confidence. He didn't get to play. Just the fact that the coaching staff was extremely high on him. They won the recruiting battle to get him here. And then the problem was he dealt with injuries, and then he had COVID, and he just couldn't see the field because of those two things. And he had to get back into shape after COVID, and it was too late for him to get on the field. But from everything we've heard, everything we've heard from the players, everything we've heard from the coaches, Savion Morrison is good,
ready to go.
And I think he's not really the power back, run it between the tackles kind of guy, but I think he can if he needs to, and just the speed and the athleticism, the agility that he has, I think he won't get squared up as much. Okay. So I think 20 to 26 carries is more in the realm of possibility for him, because he won't have it's the same workload, but it's not, because he's not going to be getting hit as much.
Yeah. And Greg Austin said it. I know he's the offensive line coach. Greg Austin said last week that no matter who is running the football, it's the same slogan, same mantra, same quote that he tells those guys is, hey, make one cut and get the F downhill. And so no matter doesn't matter if it's Gabe Irvin, it doesn't matter if it's Sevion, doesn't matter if it's Marquise Stepp, doesn't matter if it's Ramir Johnson, Marvin Scott, they're going to make that one cut and they're going to get
whoever it is.
They're going to get to daylight. So that's the deal on the running back situation. Here's one, and give me a couple minutes to explain before you flip out on me.
I'm totally going to flip out on you as soon as you say it.
Samori Toure at the wide receiver position. Lubick talked about him a little bit yesterday. Talked about his ability to learn quicker than others when he got here. That he said that, the coaching staff was actually going to slow down giving him information about the playbook until they realized that he could actually learn and take the whole playbook
like a sponge
and be able to learn it. And so I've said it before, but I want to reinstate it here. It goes back to what we've heard in recent years with the staff not feeling comfortable putting in guys in certain packages, or them not being comfortable throwing the playbook at the newer incoming guys. And this is where I guess I have the confidence in the offense this year more than other years that they're actually going to be able to put points on the board because they have the talent, it sounds like, this year to stretch the field and open up the playbook. However, on the flip side,
caveat,
yes, here's where I want your guys' input. 402-464-5685. If Nebraska is unable to stretch the field, or let's say run an effective offense, what is the reason? What are at the end of the season, when we look back, what are we going to point to?
I mean, there's so many different variables there.
I know, but let me give you two. Is it going to be, I guess we've heard from the staff all offseason, and once again, going back to yesterday, this is all we can go off of, and is what we've seen this offseason, is that this team has been able to digest the playbook quicker and more in depth than in years past. The coaching staff talks about the depth that they have in each position. We've talked about the depth that Nebraska has at each position. It's the coaching staff, right? They're the ones that are saying this is the year that we've been able to throw the bulk of the playbook at guys quicker. They're starting to understand, and rightfully so. It's year 4. So with that in mind, if it doesn't work, and as a fan who's gone through disappointing seasons after disappointing seasons, are you okay with chalking up losses? And they could be losses by 30. I don't care about the spread. It could be 30, could be 3 points, could be, because of bad play calling or penalties. Are you okay with looking past those losses in year 4 under Scott Frost, just because Nebraska has the hardest schedule in the country?
No.
Because
I don't care about the schedule.
Thank you. Because that's my thought too, is at the end of this year, I don't care about who Nebraska's playing. And frankly, these first 3 games, these first 5 games, Nebraska should be 4-1. They have the talent to be 4-1. And it's not the media here. And this is not a slight at what's gone on recently in weeks past about the media and all that. That's not about this.
I'll do it again.
No, don't. Rico. Stay calm. This is not the media saying that this is Nebraska's best team. this is the coaching staff that said that this is their best team.
Hmm.
We're just taking from what the coaching staff has told us. Also, what we've seen in practice, what we've been able to gather from other players and press conferences and stuff. But this is the year that it really sounds like, this is it. They've given us examples on how this team and why this team should be leaps and bounds better than last year.
Mm-hmm.
And so at the end of this season, are Nebraska fans going to either say, this is it, why didn't it work this year? There's no way. Or are they going to say, hey, you know what? Looking back, we did have the second hardest schedule in the country. There were a couple top games there with Minnesota, Michigan State. Yeah. We had that pass interference play on third and 25 that, kind of changed the outcome because you kind of saw Nebraska shrug their shoulders after that on defense. And that kind of changed the momentum of the game. Is that are Nebraska fans going to be okay with chalking it up to this hard schedule?
I don't think so. I think Nebraska. I think fans. I think everybody is past the schedule and how hard it is because that's how it's been. It's seemingly every year. Oh, Nebraska's got a really hard schedule. If they can pull this many wins out, it'll be really impressive. No, I don't care about the schedule. You're in the Big Ten. You have to play these teams every single year. Your schedule's gonna be hard. I'm sorry, your schedule's gonna be hard.
Well, yeah.
You have to line up. You have to play these people, and you have to win these games. They have to play you too. They have to play these other teams as well. It doesn't make any sense to just blame it on the schedule. At the end of the season, at the end of the day, the people who are responsible for you winning this game is not the other team. It is you. It is the players. It is the coaching staff. It's everybody involved with that program. They are going to determine how good their season is. You have to line up, and you have to get it going. The coaching staff, if you're saying this is your best team that you've had in a while, well, guess what? If this is your best team, you got to line up and you got to win at least 8 games. You got to win at least 7 games. You got to at least make a bowl game. All right? Just do it. You've got all of this talent that you've collected over the years. You've had some people leave the program, but they've left the program for a reason. They weren't going to get any playing time or some other reason. Maybe they felt like they weren't being used correctly or you weren't using them correctly. But one way or another, you have all of this talent within the walls of Nebraska Memorial Stadium. The training complex is put it together, get it on the field, use the most talented quarterback that he's been since he's been at Nebraska, use the wide receiver who's been having the best practices or fall camp that they've had since they've been at Nebraska, since you've seen them, use those guys and win the game. Throw the playbook at them. If they're learning the playbook so well, if they understand the playbook so well, and you can institute more things, I want to see more. I don't want to see you use a play that works once and then you go away from it. I want to see you keep using that play. I want the defense to throw some exotic blitz packages. I want more turnovers because you've got a very veteran team who knows what they're doing and knows his defense inside and out. I want to see more from this team.
Yeah, maybe just try not to overcomplicate things. Lucas says this on the Starter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. You have to play who you have to play. Don't make excuses, get it done. If it's a talent problem, then get better recruiters. If it's a scheme issue, change the coaches. No matter how you look at it, it falls squarely on the coach's feet. And I think we're just at this point. Nebraska fans are at this point. Year 4. There's no other excuse that you can put out there that would suffice.
It's all been used.
You can't
literally every excuse that could be used to lose a game, not excuse, but every reason that you could have
using excuse.
Every reason that you could have lost a game has happened.
Yeah.
You know how to avoid, getting put in those positions. You know how to avoid giving up a game winning field goal when you have the ball with so many minutes left or so much time left on the clock. You know that you shouldn't run out of bounds when you need to get a first down to salt the clock away. You know that you shouldn't hit somebody in the back when they're going up for a pass and get called for an unnecessary roughness when it's completely out of their reach. You know how to avoid these losses. You just got to avoid it.
And so that was something that came to mind earlier today. Looking at this was how are people going to view this, not only this coaching staff, but the program. If Nebraska can't get it done this year, can't make a bowl game, because that seems to be the bottom line. And I guess that's progress and stuff. So once again, I said this yesterday, but just to put it in your guys' heads again, with Nebraska or with Arkansas's schedule, Arkansas has the toughest schedule in the whole country. An average top 5 team would produce a win percentage of .782, which is basically 9.3 wins on average. Top 5 team. Nebraska's probably not a top 5 team. Sorry to break the news, but you would hope that somewhere in that ground you can make up 3 wins to get at least 6 with Nebraska's schedule. Also, the staff is 5-13 in 1-score games. It's probably time to try to flip that script a little bit and try to come out on the other side. Whether that means forcing turnovers on defense, whether that means, and those are sometimes luck plays, but whether that means forcing turnovers, whether that means disciplined football, which I've said it before and I'll say it again. The first 3 games of the season, opportunity to play winning, disciplined football against lower level competition and show that Nebraska is trending in the right direction.
Set the table for the rest of the season.
And so that is what is facing Nebraska this weekend and in the first couple weeks of the season. We'll take one final time out here. More up next. We'll wrap up the show on the Happy Hour.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Another packed fall season means it's time to get to N Street Drive-In to fill up on all your beverage needs. Right now, they have tons of Oktoberfest beers, and you can check out their Cosmic Eye and Glacial Till selections as their beers of the month. Also, make sure to download the new N Street Drive-In app to order online and to set up delivery right to your front door. And don't forget their top-notch Crowler fill system. N Street Drive-In, your one-stop beverage shop at 1801 O Street.
Security First Bank. We're the bank, and we make your mortgage more manageable with flexible terms, trusted advice, and competitive rates. When you work with us, we'll know your name, but we'll also get to know your home dreams too. Security First Bank of Lincoln. Voted best small bank in Nebraska by Newsweek magazine. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. NMLS number 505011.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill has been your go-to in South Lincoln for years, and their second location in downtown Lincoln is now open. Rosie's downtown spot is Lincoln's premier Nebraska party bar with the Sidetrack Band every Friday night of home games and all day for Nebraska home football games. With 34 TVs that are 65 inches or bigger, you'll always have a great view for all the games. Make sure to check out the new Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, now open in downtown Lincoln at 10th and P.
Welcome to today's episode of The Great Unknowns. Last time, we talked about why chickens can't just cross the road in peace. Today's topic is the great unknowns of the future. Like, am I ready for what life throws at me? Well, that answer is easy. Just call a local State Farm agent. State Farm agents will help you plan for the what-ifs in life so you know what to expect if the unexpected happens. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krekak, at 402-474-1173.
Is your kitchen outdated and in need of a facelift? Kitchen Tune-Up in Lincoln specializes in 1 to 5 day kitchen updates. A 1-day tune-up is like taking your car to get detailed, and a 5-day job can tear out cabinets and put in new ones, and they work on both kitchens and bathrooms. You don't need to worry about a long, drawn-out process that leaves your house a mess for months. It's simply 1 to 5 days with these services. Call Jason at Kitchen Tune-Up today at 402-340-0008 or go to kitchentune-up.com for more info.
Get in, get out, and get your hands on a great career. Did you know Southeast Community College offers short-term training in almost 20 programs of study? That means you can get your certificate at SCC and get right to work without spending years in school. You can train at one of our 3 campus locations in Beatrice, Lincoln, or Milford, or our 6 learning centers across Southeast Nebraska. If you want to find your next step, visit southeast.edu/academics. SCC, your path to possible.
Deck City is Lincoln's DIY deck headquarters. With real deck professionals, they can help you throughout the entire process. They also offer financing for qualified customers. Deck City offers the best quality materials so you have a deck built to last. There's everything from Yellowwood lumber to the best quality TimberTech composites on the market and high quality aluminum railings by Westbury or Diamond Piers for easy footing install. For those looking to bring your wood deck back to life, they offer good proof ready seal stain. Deck City, your deck material headquarters, is now open Saturdays from 9 to 1, 2 blocks north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway.
Now back to the happy hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back here one final time on the happy hour, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. Nick Sander, Enrique Alvarez Clary with you. Shout out Industry Baby, which is this song, which if you guys hear this song, I highly recommend you just get over to the stream, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube, and watch Rico.
Every time
he does it. Every time he hits the microphone, so in this intro, you hear the big boom.
You have to.
That's Rico.
It's necessary.
So
I accidentally hit my knee on the bottom of the table. It actually really
that's
hurt,
what that sound was.
I couldn't stop dancing. It was necessary.
Good news, folks.
I'm here for you, the people.
Good news, folks. According to Brett McMurphy of the Action Network, he sent out his bowl projections. Nebraska is going to be playing in the Red Box Bowl.
Hey, that means that they're not going to get in trouble.
Yeah, well,
no
I mean,
bowl suspension.
That also means 6 wins.
Woo!
And
Red
so,
Box Bowl. Where's that one at?
No idea.
I'm gonna look it up.
Red Box Bowl versus Washington State, and he projects
fun.
He projects Washington State as a 1-point favorite. Would Bill Moose be at the game? Yes or no?
No. No.
Are you sure?
Yes. It's in San Francisco.
Okay, so it's probably at Levi's where the 49ers play. Hey, that's where Nebraska won the Foster Farms Bowl.
Where Darian Daniels plays.
Yes.
Darian, right? Yeah.
Yes, Darian.
Yes.
Damian is the new captain on the team as well. John Cook, going to Husker volleyball here. John Cook spoke on Husker Radio Network last night. Kenzie Knuckles, a couple of defensive changes here. Kenzie Knuckles has changed from libero to defensive specialist. I don't know if it's libero or libero. I've heard it both ways.
It's however you want to say it. The volleyball snobs call it libero.
Libero.
But
So-
you can call it libero.
Libero is somewhat easier to say. Freshman Lexi Rodriguez will be the starting libero.
Wow, the freshman.
I believe she's a freshman.
Yes,
I
she
think.
is.
Yeah, she's part of
she's
this
COVID
main,
freshman.
This big. Okay. Yep. So she is.
She was a freshman last year. Well, yes. Yeah, because she was on the bench. She didn't play, she didn't suit up, but she was there.
Okay. So, like I said, Lexi Rodriguez will be the starting libero for Husker volleyball. Captains were also announced. It's going to be Lauren Stivrins, Nicklin Hames, and Kenzie Knuckles. No Lexi's son. It's the third time for Stivrins and Hames.
Stivrins was
She's-
apprehensive
yeah.
to take the captain title because she doesn't know when she'll play, if she'll be able to play this year after rehabbing from her back surgery that she had this offseason. This summer. So she wasn't sure she wanted to take the captain title, but they were adamant. They gave her the captain title. She's there. She will lead from the sidelines until she is able to get in the game and Stivrins slide Nebraska to victory.
So I looked up Lexi Rodriguez. She is a true freshman. 5'5" true freshman from Sterling, Illinois. She was ranked the 10th overall recruit, the number 1 volleyball player out of the state of Illinois, number 1 libero out of in the country. She played on the USA national team with Lindsay Krause and Allie Batenhorst.
Is it Krause or Kraus?
In high school, it was Krause.
I hear Kraus all the time.
We really need to iron out.
We'll figure it out.
We really need to iron these out.
Names are hard. I want to get names right, but it's hard.
It is tough. So we'll figure all that out. In NFL, Jacksonville has officially named Trevor Lawrence their starter. Surprise, surprise.
I don't know why it took so long.
No, yeah. Trevor Lawrence.
I do love Gardner Minshew, but Gardner Minshew is not Trevor Lawrence.
Why do people like Gardner Minshew so much?
I don't know. I think it's the fact that he lives in a van and he has a cool mustache. And he's just unapologetically himself.
True. I suppose so.
And he was really good in college.
Earlier today, Yadier Molina announced that next season will be his final season in the MLB with the Cardinals. Are you sad, Rico?
Kinda. He's a staple. I don't care about the Cardinals at all. But Yadier Molina is a staple of baseball. Also, he's Puerto Rican, so he's my guy.
Okay. A little bit of a score update from the Little League World Series. Abilene, Texas, in an elimination game is on top of Hastings, Nebraska, 1-0.
Boo.
We talk to Scott Beatty tomorrow from Champaign, Illinois. We're 3.5 days away. See ya.
Adios.
At Beatrice Bakery, it's not just our headline fruitcakes that are worth shouting about. Every single cake that leaves our factory is handmade and